Leadership matters. And I know you've experienced this. You've probably had leaders or bosses or supervisors that have really been inspiring, who've been able to grow and develop you as a leader, and you really want to follow them. And maybe you've also experienced the opposite, a leader figure who was manipulative or overly demanding or just wasn't inspiring at all. And so you know what I'm saying when leadership really does matter. And so when I look at you and I think about you, what I want to see is your growth and development as a leader. You've probably been told you've been a leader your whole life, or at least the majority of your life, and hopefully you've sensed that you have some leadership skills. And yet, leadership is never a destination, it's a journey. And that we really hope that one of the major areas of growth for you personally will be how you develop and grow as a leader. But that takes intentionality on our part, wanting to facilitate that, but also on your part, on desiring that. Leadership growth is not something that can be forced upon someone. It's got to be something that you want out of this experience. And we hope that you can really desire and see the growth that will happen this upcoming semester. So as you think about leadership, I want you to think about it through three distinct lenses: skills, characteristics, and people smarts. In each one of those areas, you can develop and grow as a leader. If you think about the first one, skills, I often think of communication, project management, delegation as key skills that you should have as a leader. Well, what are the skills that you want to develop and grow in the next several months? I want you to think about that. Some of you might have gifting in certain areas and want to grow in other areas. So this is going to be personalized for each and every one of you. The second one is characteristics, and this is really the DNA of what it means to be a leader. This is the thing that really guides your behaviors and your attitudes. And so when you think about characteristics, often I think of Jesus and how he transformed leadership and about being a servant leader and about being the least of these, or integrity and how important it is that your behaviors and your beliefs align and connect. And so there's lots of things to think about in ways that we need to grow our character. And last and not least is this idea of people smarts. And again, this is clearly an area that we all can develop and grow on. But how do we better empathize with other people? Do we listen to other people? Do we begin to understand and put ourselves in their shoes? These through lenses in which you see leadership are really going to transform your ability to be an amazing leader. I'm going to ask you to think more deeply about that for your homework this week. So, for your homework this week, what I'm asking you to do is in your leadership journal, I want you to identify 3 to 5 skills, 3 to 5 characteristics, and 3 to 5 people smarts that you want to develop and grow over the next 6 months or so. So think deeply about this. Do some research about skills, characteristics, and people smarts. Meet with me, have some questions about it, that's fine. But at the end of this session, during our one-on-one, I want to talk deeply about ways that you want to develop and grow as a leader through those 3 lenses, and have some specific goals related to that. As you think about these goals, I want them to be smart. I want them to be able to be measurable. I want them to be able to be specific so we know if we actually achieve them or not. So these can be a draft when we go into our meeting, so don't feel like too much pressure, but I want you to give this some thought, and so we can walk away with our next one-on-one with some clear ideas about ways that you can develop as a leader. Excited about these conversations and look forward to meeting with you this week.